Welcome to Wee Willie Wonderful's unicorn tail tutorial. So in this video we'll be showing you how to attach the tail to the unicorn. And this version is our hand-dye version, so it's a little bit different from our normal rainbow, the unicorn, but it's exactly the same principle. This is just a different colourway from our hand-dye club. So there's a gorgeous hand-dye, which the club has 100 grams skein in, and these are the four long strands that we've done, and we've already weaved in the ends that we cut off to make it easier. If you want to see a video on how to make a curl, I'll put the link in the description below so you can see how to do that. So what I've done is got a long strand. I've done this just really long because the longer the better, you can always cut it off. So what we're going to do is, these are the ends where I've weaved in the tails here. So that's the end without the tails. Look at those, aren't they lovely? So I'm going to put the ends together, make it nice and flat. So you could, if you want to make it more secure, I've put a knot in the end of this, by the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sew them together first. Don't have to do this. I'd say do this if you want to make sure it's secure, especially if you're making it for a child. Secure is the word. You've got to sew and sew and make sure it's very secure. So I'm just going to sew them together. This is a really long strand. Look, I've forgotten to put the knot in. I thought I'd done that. Oops, I'm going to go through like that. So we're through all four. So let me just tie a knot in the end. So, and we're going to cover that over, so don't worry too much. So now we're going to sew that through. So all I'm doing here is just sewing the four ends together. Oops. Well, you could, if you wanted, when you do one of the curls, leave a really long strand attached. For some reason, I think I've weaved them all in. I must have forgotten. Not to worry. Right, so I'll pull that tight. So we've got all four together. Look at the colours on that. Aren't they pretty, the pastels? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind this around. Oops. Wind it around. I'm going to tuck that end in. So there's little bits out. And then I'm just going to wind it around so they're all bound together. Like so. So you can spend as long as you want doing this, as neat as you want. If you're making rainbow, you could use a certain colour around the end. So I've round that around a few times. And then at the back, which is whichever way you want it, I'm just going to put my needle through and just sew and put a couple of knots at the back just to hold it in position. Wouldn't do this on the front, just on the back. And I'm going to catch that bit there as well to try and pull that in, just to bring all that little end bit to the back so it's hidden out of the way. So I'm going through that end bit and through the back. Do that a few times. I can even go through the centre of the hole, look, the strand, just to make a knot. So especially if it's for a child. If it's just sat on the shelf, you'll only need to do this a couple of times, but if you're making it for a child, do this lots of times. We've got our curl caught. Just unravel it. Come on out. Right. So we've got that knotted at the back, so that's going to be the front. So what we're going to do is get our unicorn's bottom. And we don't want it on the base at the bottom, we just want it in the middle at the back. So what I'm going to do is pop a pin in, so it's centre back near the base. I'll pop a couple of these ones in because they're nice and big and hold it secure. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check she can sit up. So put the tail behind her and do that and sit her up. What you want is so that the tail probably helps her sit up. If she's sat on a shelf, the tail's kind of keeping her upright, look, like that. So that's ideal. Look at her from the back as well. Hold her straight and flat. Is that roughly in the middle? Nothing worse than sewing it on and finding you've completely missed the middle and the tail somewhere over here. So make sure you're looking at her directly at the back, like so. That's about right. So you can see where the flat bit is, which is just above that at the back in the middle. So now what we're going to do is use this strand, and we're going to go through the unicorn. Back and forward a few times. So we're making sure we're securing it to the unicorn. Now you can as well go over again like so. So it's just like we're adding extra bits on that tie, on the wound bit. Go over the top, underneath. So we're going right through into the unicorn. I love these colours. The pastels are so pretty. Back over. So it's kind of holding it on even more. Especially with kids, what they tend to do is pull things around by the tail and lift them up this way. So it needs to be secure. I'd say if you were doing this for a kid to make sure that we're 20, 30, you know, plenty, and then just keep a close eye on it to make sure it doesn't come unravelled. I certainly wouldn't want to make this for a very young child, just in case they pulled them off. There we go. So we'll go over again. Now you could spend a lot longer getting it really neat, but as I'm just doing this for the video purpose, I'm just showing you how we do it. So there we go. So that's pulled on. Make sure it's pretty secure. Yeah. I'll do it a lot more times. And then we're going to go down where we came up. Come out between stitches. Like so. And then we're going to go back down that same hole and come out somewhere else. This is a great secure way of fastening it off without putting knots in. And they will get fastened in among the stuffing, so it doesn't unravel. So we're going to do that a few times. And then when you do your last one, then we're going to gently pull the strand, cut at the bottom, let go, and it'll kind of pop back inside. Wiggle it around. If you can still see it, a little trick is go in, push it down so the stuffing's over it, just so you can't see it. And then we're going to pull the pins out. Always make sure you count the pins when you put them in. So if you know you put 2 in, you're making sure 2 come out. And that's a great way of making sure you don't accidentally leave pins in. So there's our unicorn tail. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? All those curls. I'll show you what she looks like from the front. Look at her. Love all these curls. Quite therapeutic to make as well. And there's her tail. So she's looking very beautiful. Very curled. Wonderful. And now she's all finished. Thank you so much for watching. I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see her a bit better with her amazing tail. And there she's, look. And to sit up with the tail behind her to hold her up. Oh, she's proving me wrong now. But there she is. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's helped showing you how to do the tail. Found lots more kits at weewoolywonderfuls.com, and don't forget you can get 10% off using the code YouTube10 at the checkout. So a cheeky little discount for you there. And we have a Facebook group as well, which is brilliant fun. Lots of fun with people that are showing pictures of what they made. If you get stuck, you can ask for help. It's just a great little group. Just look under Wee Woolly Wonderfuls community of crochet knitting woolly friends and request to join us. We'd love to have you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at the next video. I'm Lisa, and I'm Mrs. Wee Woolly Wonderfuls. Goodbye.